Most people assume that if you're an entrepreneur, you're probably young, ambitious, a risk taker with a great idea. You're right out of college. But this assumption is actually being tested by baby boomers. Now, according to a Gallup study, baby boomers are twice as likely to want to start a business in the next year than millennials are. So joining us on the Kogo News Live line, a specialist on entrepreneurs and the author of Ignite the Secret, Charles Horton. Charles, why are boomers starting those businesses?
Good morning, LaDonna. I find that the reasons are split. I see a group of people that have been working for decades in the same corporate business. They find themselves either retired or laid off. They want something to do or need something to do, and they can't find another job. Then there's that other group of people that have been working all their lives, saving up money and ready to go after their passion and start that business.
Now, when you're older, obviously, it's much more financially risky because if you lose money on a business, then getting it back is extremely problematic.
That is my first piece of advice to people that are doing that, is to consider your money in two different buckets. You have your retirement bucket that you need to live on for the rest of your life, and you have your risk bucket that you're going to do things like start businesses with. So make sure you're not spending that retirement bucket on starting a business.
Now, why are, again, that older people are taking this risk? They're either bored or they actually need the money?
You know, it's both. I find people are needing the money. I have a friend in the UK that worked in the telecom business for 2 years. She's spent her retirement money. She's about 47, my age. She's spent all of her money, and now she's starting to sell assets on eBay. She's given up on looking for a job, and her and another business partner previous co-worker have started their own consulting business, and it's funny, the people that let them go are hiring them back into consulting roles.
That's not a bad way to go. So what is the secret to starting a successful business? How is it possible to minimize that risk?
For me, it's starting small. I started my first business when I was 18, 19, 20 years old. I kept a full-time job during that time, and I grew my business on the side. Once the business could afford me full-time, then I went full-time with the business. The other key is just make sure you have a business that can become profitable. So many people want to go into the glorious businesses like owning your own nightclub or owning your own restaurant, and those have higher failure rates than finding something that the public needs. And going after what you already know may not sound so fun anymore, but it's probably the smartest thing to do is stick with what you know.
Sticking with what you know always sounds like a good piece of advice, but let's talk about financial resources. If you're a little bit older, even if you are maybe dipping into that retirement bucket, are people more likely to trust you if you're older?
I think banks are looking for recovery of their assets. They're not so concerned about the business idea. So if you're over 50 and you have a house paid off and you have a big nest egg, yeah, you're probably going to get the money a little easier, but the bank is looking for those assets to collect from.
All right. Starting businesses in record numbers. It is people not who you think. It's not the millennials. It's baby boomers. That's the author of Ignite the Secret, Charles Horton. He is also a specialist, obviously, on entrepreneurism. 16 headliners, one stage.